They look okay? All right.
Well, I guess you introduce yourself.
Okay. Hello, guys. My name is Clayton.
Gordon Way. Why don't you switch hands? That one will keep the cord out of the shot.
Is that better?
I'm kind of articulating.
Okay. Is that better? All right. Hey, guys. This is Clayton, Kilowatt 9, Quebec, Charlie Alpha. You can catch me on my TikTok account, which is my nickname, 250 pounds of Yezu. And on my YouTube account, easy access is K9QCA, and then you'll see 250 pounds of Yezu. Come here. This is my first time here at Huntsville Hamfest. 11-hour drive from the Quad Cities of Davenport, Iowa. I brought a friend of mine from the same town, KD0VTI. He's a drone operator, such as myself. This is our first time here at the event. So it's been great. We drove the Ford Explorer here, and then I got 32 miles to the gallon.
Nice.
And I always go to Dayton every single year, which is an 8-hour drive. So
Yeah.
Dayton would be my 8th year that I've gone since May.
Wow.
So AA4WX. I posted a video a couple weeks ago from the Cedar Rapids, Iowa, Central City, Iowa Hamfest that they had there at the fairgrounds, and I posted my video, and AA4WX said that it came across on his YouTube as a recommended video. So he made a comment, and he commented back, and I said, I'm going to be in Huntsville. He said he was going to be there too, and he gave me his booth number, and I was walking down the aisle, and he yelled out, 250 pounds of Yezu. So good to see you, man.
Yeah, good to see
So
you.
glad to finally meet a subscriber on my
Yeah.
YouTube. So,
Yeah.
so
So, yeah, folks joining me on, pardon my voice, I don't know what's going on with my voice. Folks joining this video on Ham Shack TV. Great guy, makes great content. Want you to go and subscribe to him. You said it's 250 LBS of Yesu,
yes,
right?
250 pounds of Yezu, the
Yeah.
abbreviation,
Yeah,
LBS.
So 250 LBS of Yesu. Go check him out. Makes great content. Subscribe, like his videos, and enjoy the content. It's really great. Great been communicating with you.
Yeah, it's cool.
What are you thinking about Huntsville so far?
So far for Huntsville, I'm going to say for the convention center area, it's got a really good, it's got a good massive area for a flea market. I do like that, where it's a good area for the flea market. I wish they had more vendors out there. It's nice that they got Yezu and Gigaparts, and I also saw Flex Radio was out there as well. So. All the other popular YouTubers are out walking around. Josh from Ham Radio Crash Course, he's out walking around. Believe it or not, we were eating breakfast this morning, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, he just sat down next to me, and I recognized him.
Wow.
So we talked, had a little chit chat, and there's a guy, Mike, I forgot his channel name, and the small little Texan from Ham Radio 2.0.
Yeah.
That's his new nickname, Small Texan.
Really?
Yeah.
I met Jay. We're talking about Jason, KC5HWB from Ham Radio 2.0. I met him last year, and the hype surprised me.
Yeah.
You just never see it because he's always by himself in the shot or sitting down behind his desk.
Yeah.
But he's a great guy. Go check out his content too. I'm sure you may be finding my content from there. Ham Radio 2.0 on YouTube. I think it's on Facebook as YouTube.
I'm assuming you're probably around the same age as me, mid-30s?
Yeah, I'll be 36.
36? Okay, I'm 38. I'm going to be 39 this coming September. How old were you when you got licensed? What got you interested in ham radio? Did you have an Elmer that you grew up with, a family member that got you started in ham radio?
Yeah. Well, when I graduated from high school, I was a volunteer fireman, and my favorite thing about being a fireman was radios, messing with the radios. So I looked, and I played with 11 meters and CB and MERS and that kind of stuff for years, but I wanted more. So I went and bought a Radio Shack desktop scanner. I don't remember the model number, but it had a ham button. I'm like, what is ham? So I pushed that button and listened, and it happened to be a Thursday night, and back home we have a net called the 470 Amateur Radio Group. Shout out to N4JTQ, by the way. And that had me hooked. I started studying for my technician. This was 2010.
Okay.
So I would have been 21 years old. Started studying for my tech, went and took it, passed it by one. Every other test I've taken since then, been really close. But I got my general about 4 months after my tech.
Nice. Okay.
And then just got my extra last year.
Nice.
So I've completed the whole list, and it's been rewarding for sure.
I'm still working on my extra class. I paid a subscription to Ham Radio Prep, which they're great guys. They put out good content.
Yeah, they do.
$75 for the yearly subscription. So I'm a truck driver, and it's really hard for me to get in the mood to study when I'm trying to do all that stuff. But I took my test there at Central City, Iowa, at the Cedar Rapids Hamfest. I got my score was actually I got 22 right on my score, which is a lot higher than the previous time I took the test. So I've been licensed since 2014. I got my technician license in 2014 in Sterling Rock Falls, Illinois, which is a very small ham radio community. 1 year after that, I got my general class in Peoria, Illinois, which Peoria is a pretty decent size for an Illinois Hamfest. My original call sign was KD9CDX. That was my FCC call sign when I got licensed. When I got my general class in 2015, I wanted a vanity call. So, because where I live at, if you've been there in Davenport, Moline area, we're called the Quad Cities, QCA. So I figured, well, I wonder if there's a call sign available for the Quad Cities. So then I ended up getting a K9QCA call, which stands for Quad City Area.
Now it makes sense.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Very cool.
So we have a great ham radio community in the Quad Cities. We have two sides. I consider the Quad Cities kind of like a little miniature Chicago. You have suburbs. So the Quad Cities runs east and west of the Quad Cities, and then you have Davenport, Iowa on the Iowa side. That's Iowa and Bettendorf, and then on the Illinois side you got Moline, Illinois, and Rock Island, Illinois. And if you're familiar with military emergency, the Rock Island Arsenal is a military base. If you've heard of that. So
right here in Huntsville, they have the Redstone Arsenal.
Oh, they do?
They sure do.
That's
You
cool.
go around town, you'll see stuff about Redstone. Of course, I think it's the Davidson Space Center. It's right here. Just down the road, you can go and you'll see rockets that are 200-300 feet tall.
Oh, nice.
It is incredible. Drive around tonight.
If you've watched more of my content on YouTube, I'm aiming more toward the POTA side of it because POTA is really big to me. I love POTA. Yeah. When we came into Kentucky, our first POTA park that we came into, and you might have been there. I've done it before. The Kentucky State Dam State Park.
Okay, I'm familiar with that.
That was a very awesome site to go to and check it out. And I've lived a sheltered life throughout my life with my parents being divorced, and seeing the Kentucky State Dam was like, wow, I got to take a picture of this. So it was a pretty eventful experience. I liked it. We activated the state park less than 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. We got all the activations done, and then when we got into Kentucky, we went into a state park called Dundee or Dun Cave something State Park. Which isn't that far from Nashville. We activated there, and it took a little bit longer than expected to get the state park activated. So I actually had to go on 40 meters to find another activator, and we activated. So it turned out pretty good, and then we ended up coming to the hotel last night about 10 o'clock. Went straight to bed and woke up, had breakfast, and here we are.
Yeah. Well, POTA is very important. It's fun. I've only ever activated one time. And that was in, I don't remember the number, but the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, literally right down the road from our house. But you'll find me a lot more on the hunter side. I'll sit there and spin the dial. If I hear CQ POTA, I don't care where they are. I'll stop and grab them. So anyway, well, I appreciate you stopping by. It was good to meet you. Was you here both days? Yes.
I'm going to be here all day today, Saturday. After the event's over, I'm going to go to Gigaparts. I'm going to be filming over there, checking out the building. Who knows, maybe burn a hole in my wallet. I have no idea yet. And then we're going to be here all day tomorrow as well.
Great. So yesterday we went, me and my group, shout out to Bob, KK4XA, who's holding the cameras for both of us. We all went over to Gigaparts yesterday and checked it out. It is a must-do if you're in Huntsville, Alabama.
I'm assuming they don't care if you go in there with a camera filming, right?
As a matter of fact, folks on his channel, see my channel, I did a tour yesterday. Walked around with the camera. They don't care at all.
That's cool.
Care at all. Do a tour tomorrow for your...
I'm going to be doing that, most definitely.
Yeah. So, anyway, I hope you enjoy Huntsville and welcome to the South.
Oh, I will, man, most definitely.
Make it a tradition.
Well, I will, and I'm gonna take a credit for one of my good friends who's kind of also my Elmer. I've been in ham radio since 2014, but I still consider him an Elmer because he still teaches me every day.
Sure.
He's a truck driver like myself, but I do local LTL stuff. He's an over-the-road driver. He's originally from Burlington, North Carolina.
Yeah.
His call sign is NU9D, and he told me, he says, when you get down here to the South, don't try to act Southern and don't say you have a Southern accent because he says you'll get your ass kicked.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
So, anyway, yeah, cool. Thanks to Mr. Cameraman over there. I see your hands are shaking. So, care to say anything on the?
It's all good, man. It's all noise and pictures.
Yeah, noise and pictures. AA4WX guys.
Hamshack TV.
Remind me of your first name again.
Josh.
Josh. Okay, Clayton. I go by Clay.
Yeah.
So anyway, Mr. Cameraman, KK4XA from Tennessee, Bob. Thank you for taking the time to hold the cameras and getting a chance to speak to Josh here. I'm just kind of curious, how far are you from Nashville?
We're in the east part of the state, so about 2 hours.
2 hours? Okay. I'm going to make a long story short, and then I'm going to we'll chit-chat. A friend of mine that I used to drive over the road with, his name is Bill. He lives in Florida now.
Yeah.
We used to go to Nashville 3 times a year, and we always used to pre-book for the Grand Ole Opry. And he got me really interested in the older country music. So, long story short, if you like country music, I saw little Jimmy Dickens on concert before he passed away.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So,
that's incredible.
most definitely. Guys, thank you for the time to watch this video, and we're going to get back to chit-chatting and do some more recording. So, AA4WX, and this is Clayton, K9QCA, 250 pounds of Yezu.
TV.
Yep, Ham Shack TV, guys, and look me up, K9QCA, 250 pounds of Yezu. Mr. Cameraman here, Bob's going to set our cameras down, and I'm going to be editing later, hopefully if I get a chance to, and I'm going to keep recording and enjoy the Handfest. Thanks, guys.
73s.
73s.